Morning. Welcome to this edition of Sparking It Up with Spark. No, it's not the name of it. Just kidding. Um, so our Facebook Live this week is about, we were asked the hardest lesson we've had to learn here at Spark. And I immediately knew the answer right off the bat. Actually, there's probably two answers which kind of go hand in hand, but the one I'm going to talk about today, I think if you also have a service-based business or any business where you service clients on a regular basis, the same clients over and over again, this would probably be a great exercise for you as well. So what we did here, it's an exercise I did last year. I should probably do it probably every 6 months, is in QuickBooks, we create a fancy custom report that we can see which clients of ours pay us the most amount of money and what it costs us to service those clients, right? And so then you get the profit margin off of that. So we create a spreadsheet with that, starting highest to lowest. And we also add two columns. So we have a crush cringe column, right? Do we have a crush on this client, or do we cringe when they call us type client? And then we list the industry as well, because it's nice to see where we're focusing in on which industries and which ones we love working with and which industries we're kind of bored with. So we did this recently. And one of the things I noticed, which I think I kind of knew, but to see it really in black and white numbers on a paper, you know, for us, certainly it makes a difference, and it should for you too, because that's truly keeping it real. And it was one of our clients that we do have a crush on, a client that we really love working with. It was costing us more money to work on it than we were getting paid. We were just spending a ton of time. They were kind of needy, but that was okay because we liked them so much. But those hours were adding up, taking up a lot of our time here, a lot of our resources here at Spark, and the pricing wasn't right. And we had already addressed it once with them last year, made some tweaks, thought it was good to go. Looking at the report again, it wasn't right. And then another one up at the top of the list was they were paid us a lot of money. It didn't take us a lot, so our profit margin was great on them, but they were a major cringe factor. Like we saw their name come up on the caller ID, we'd all be like, "We're not it type thing." And that also has a cost. That has a giant cost. So what I learned is by doing this exercise is you have to make those adjustments. It's okay to say no. You should say no. So in that example, in that cringe example, we parted ways with that client. We just felt like we weren't going to be able to service them to the needs that they wanted. And that was really where the cringe came from, that no matter what we did and how perfect their books or whatever, they were always just looking and nitpicking things here and there, which is okay to a point until it gets kind of over the top, ridiculous, and that you could tell that they weren't seeing the value in us, and maybe they'll see it somewhere else. So it should be a win-win, but to part with that kind of money as a business owner is difficult. So we did that. And then with the other one, we just had to go back again and make another bigger adjustment and just say, "We're really sorry, guys. We love working with you. We think you're great. We think this is great. But we're doing all of this, and this is what we're getting paid. It doesn't make sense for us as a business to continue it. Let's brainstorm and figure this out. We really want to keep working with you, but it's got to work on both sides." And we did, and we came up with a great resolution, and we're working on that, and we're going to revisit it in 3 months. So that's probably the hardest lesson, is to really look at those numbers, look at the crush cringe factor, because I have learned from experience that even when the client is willing to pay you a lot of money, if they're just taxing you emotionally, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. And then when those clients leave, really, the way I look at it anyway, is it just opens up a giant door for the good clients, the crushes, to come in the door, and that's what we want to see. So that's probably my too long Facebook Live today. If you do have a business, you do have regular clients, I would definitely suggest some sort of exercise on a regular basis where you look at that as well. In a perfect world, we'd be in love with all of our clients, and to be honest with you, we're almost there. Have a great Tuesday.